Welcome to Watchtower by the Economic Truth. I want to just quickly and briefly introduce you to my project and to show you what I built and what you can use it for as well. This is specific. I've been waiting for this for probably like 10 years to make similar uh, a similar app. And of course, the Bloomberg terminal is something. Now, I don't have on this one. I don't have the paid feeds that Bloomberg, of course, have the paid APIs. But I thought, let's make a free open source intelligence project, and it's not too shabby. Not exactly like a Bloomberg terminal, of course. That would cost a lot of money and time, of course, to have all those feeds and everything in place. But again, I think it's a great viable option. It has a lot more than a Bloomberg terminal, and it does have some aspects of Palantir software into it as well, but different. This is not meant to spy on people, and that's why I called it Watchtower instead of Palantir, which is the eye that sees the unobservable, basically in Lord of the Rings, and basically spying on everyone. That's what I would say. Uh, so let me show you the features here. I don't know if I could do something here. Let's do a quick draw thing. Maybe let's make it, or yeah, sure. Okay. So here, let's move this out of the way. So just 1 second here. There we go. Okay, so as you can see here, in this section, you've got a market overview. Right here is the market overview. Down here, you have a summary. So I just have a brief summary of all of the different sources that I pulled data from. Let me just close this for now. And so, yeah, so you could see here, you could scroll down, you get the commodities, the biggest ones, and then you have the Forex, a few of the bigger currencies here. And then you have global stock exchanges. So that's just a summary, just a brief summary, so you could keep an eye on what's happening. I also track a very important curve, the yield curve, to see where the economy is at. Now it's kind of like just chilling out here. It's not too inverted and everything, but it's still very like flat in the early weeks. Yeah, enough of that. And then I track global bond rates for different countries, track inflation rate, the Fed's funds rate, and unemployment rate in the United States. Here's a cool one. And this one, I actually have used Ray Dalio's approach to looking at the economy. That's one of the ratio scores that I have here. And you can see it's a slowdown and disinflation is active right now. So that's very interesting. And then the next one, yeah, see, like it's just kicked out the data for a sec here. It's okay. Next one is more currencies. And then you got the fear and greed indexes of all global markets here. So you see the bond market, forex markets, commodities, crypto, and so on. So very interesting. And then in the ratios too, you have, oh, here, came back. So you got gold silver ratio, you got the Dow to gold ratio, you got gold to oil ratio, then you have the S&P to gold. And so what's cool with and you got the copper to gold ratio. What's really cool about this is that it actually has triggers. So right now it says that we're in recession fear, low, so we're in crisis, inflation peak right now. It says the gold to oil ratio saying fair and slowdown. And so that kind of triggers down to slowdown and disinflation, which means that there's inflation. So yeah, that's those tabs. Very cool. Next tabs are more detailed tabs. The top 10 ups and downs, like bottoms, biggest losers, and highest gainers kind of thing. And so you have that for commodities, for stock exchanges, for forex, around the world currencies, for crypto. You got all the major crypto who's gained the most, who's dropped the most, and then you got global stock exchanges. No, stocks, sorry. So whatever stock is the highest, you can see here is so that would be Friday when I got the last data on it. You see the biggest gainers and the biggest losers right here. So very interesting. Now comes the real cool parts here. This is like a huge intelligence platform. As you can see by all the dots here and everything on the globe, you could search for different events. Now, I could remove all of these events that I got here, so we could start from scratch. Yeah. So here, let's see now. Oh, so these are actually border crossings that it's tracking. Important border points in Europe and in the rest of the world. There's a few, as you can see. So it's tracking that. You could click on them and then you can kind of get feeds from their information, specifically you could verify different things. Here you can see this is what it's talking about here, the Ukrainian Polish border, for example. Yeah, and other points. You'll see them later. But so it just has like a map that could give you a lot of cool features. You could see like volcano eruptions, military tracks of military activity. And what is other cool is that I integrated into this is that it actually shows other events as well, which is pretty neat. It does show like heat clusters, which is potential. Either there could be some military activity going on or something, a bombardment. Here's a Navy ship right now, Michael Murphy. So it looks like the U.S. is actually moving in as of speaking right now into the Strait of Hormuz. Interesting, guys. By the way, this is a maritime choke point. So that's military. And then you got different flows of money around the world, as you can see here. So that is very cool. You've got, yeah, if there's any bank runs, you got satellite movements. We got power outages around the world. See, there's quite a few. Click here, and I see Nigeria has a lot of outages right now. Global fire maps, so you can see fire, what's going on. Then you have weather warnings. You can see a bunch of them going on right now. Health or outbreaks potentially going on around the world. So that's pretty cool. You got violence around the world. As you can see, there's a lot of violence going on. And you can click on them. You can see like the event, but this is just a visual map. So it's not like, it's not a lot of fancy data in this per se. Terrorist events around the world. You got, this one doesn't work yet. I'm working on that. Different cameras that he give you around the world. That's pretty neat. And then I have a precipitation map for storms and so on, as you can see. Pretty neat though. And I'm just having a storm pass me. So that's that. And then let's go and look at all the tabs on this side. I track now. I track a lot of these different things here, as you can see, but it's not just tracking them. I actually have analysis boards in and around things too that are very cool. Actually, we'll get to them right away, but I'll just show you a few tabs here. This is the polar market tab. So biggest bets right now on military and geopolitical. And then below, there's a top 15 for financial bets. A lot of people are betting on oil right now, whenever the oil price is going. Doesn't look good. You can see here, you can see the percentage bets and all this. So it pulls the data from there. Now, then I also track, as I am a anarcho-capitalist, I do like to track my freedoms around the world. So here is one showing you basically where in the world you're at the most risk of having a CBDC implemented. And as you can see here, track keywords around the everything, and then you can see here the different projects in the notes here. What's going on, and then it gives it a score, which is, as you can see, China is the highest right now in digital, and that totally makes sense. Sweden as well. Canada's high up here as well. So yeah, very much. Then I do love my commodity stocks, so I thought I had a commodity analysis platform. And then I have I'm trying to get this where it's not working 100% yet, but it's how Doug Casey analyzes stocks with the 9Ps. Now, I don't know how accurate it will be because of he uses personal intuition and knowledge, of course. So it's not as easy as doing that, but I thought it would be interesting to just try to implement it. As you can see, it's a little score here. I'm trying to get buy and sell signals here, and it tells me to hold and so on different shares. So these are like the major ones, I believe, right? Yeah. And then I could go and track some junior stocks, which is always, if you want to gamble, here's the place to go, kind of thing. And I do like to throw some money at places that I do think might never get anywhere, but it's worth a bet, of course, if you have some money. So yeah, so you got the commodity stock analysis portion of it. Then I have a full-on financial intelligence board, and as you can see here, you got the banking and systemic issues. It's moving up a little bit now. Fund flow, you got hedge fund crowding. So it's like looking at the CO2 report, for example, and then seeing where there's, crowding of bets, for example. It's saying that there's a COT, the CO2 report is showing crowding in S&P 500 shorting right now, which is interesting. Then I have analysis here on funding and liquidity. And so you see the same scores there, but there's a few others, as you can see around here. Then I have plumbing, which is basically the Federal Reserve, the repo markets and all that. It just keeps an eye on things for me. Then I got sovereign and consumer debt. So it's tracking that and seeing where things are getting riskier. Consumer stress hotspots. You see mentions of inflation, for example, in US, it's higher. So like I have a kind of a little bit of a tracking there if that gets mentioned in news everywhere. And here you could see sovereign funding hotspots where there's starting to be some stress on their money economics, of course. Now, this is funny though because the CDS is on their debt, which is credit default swap on the Russian debt is sky high, but they have low debt. So it's funny how credit rating kind of shows that. Now, under here, it's a derivative tracking mechanism that I put up with the different derivatives and so on from around the world. You can see like it tracks like a credit spread on like the interest rates on this versus that, some volatility indexes, and derivative proxy lists, global overlay. So you can kind of see it's very neat. Then it's saying what could be shorted, what is a good idea to short, what is a good idea to go long. You have a few, like this is a hedge fund style trigger, what hedge funds might look at. So I kind of have that to see what is triggered and not based upon all the data that it pulls in. Then we have, I just track Boolean. What I track is very interesting, which is Boolean on the most known. I have a few that probably should add here, but it just tracks the premium on different things. So you can see there's still quite high premiums, both in the US and in the UK. So there's still pressure on the physical silver market. In Canada, not that much. It's still quite higher, the premium, but still, not it's still a big premium actually at almost 10%. But yeah, so tracking that. Then I got Mobility Intel Index, which I'm just almost finished building. I'm actually programming as I'm speaking with you guys right now, or I'm not programming. It's the The open code project that I'm using with our HG2, it's called. It's very cool. AI in the back end, creating all these things and helping me build it. So I just have like a track, different ports around the world, air operations, what's going on. You can see there's like track different news events and so on from around the world. You can see like naval stuff going on, like where there's, these are the biggest choke points. Some airports, there'll be more added here, of course. You got different ports that are added, railway stations. You got equities. So this is pretty cool. I made a tracking mechanism and I have it actually on my stock portfolio that I added, that it's saying that it's benefiting right now from what? From what's happening in the Persian Gulf and the Taiwan Strait. But specifically here, because they just cut off, I think, like 20% of the world's natural gas supply, which is huge. So as you can see, that benefits my natural gas stock. Very interesting. So very cool. Um, and then we got a calendar feature, which is not available right now, but it just shows you all the economic data that gets spat out of the economy. Then I created something for myself that you might be interested in this too, if you know me. It's the anarcho-capitalist threat mechanism. So if I'm an anarcho-capitalist, where do I know when to live in this world? And you could see here, this is not good for the Brits, but up here you got the UK and the United States with some not super awesome countries. So very interesting. And then you got at the bottom, you got some interesting countries as well. Oh, Iran. I'm not, but like depends. When it needs to load more data, and when it loads more data, it's actually not as nice as here. You could see the place where some of my people that I know love and live, Uruguay. It's down there, but super low risk, which they totally agree with. That's why they moved down there. Let's go to our intelligence matrix. So this is more like a CIA kind of setup, where it just has risk scales or what's going on based upon news media that are streams that I'm pulling in, and so on, cyber attacks, political turmoil, whatever it is. It adds it here and it creates a scoring mechanism on it, which is super cool. And then I just have like cameras from around the world that you can track. I pull 200 top news stories from social media on Telegram, X, YouTube, and TikTok over a 7-day window. So they just keep on populating and then falling out after 7 days. They come up as breaking, some of them, as you can see, and some of them are high. And then let's just go at the bottom, you see just lower and blah, 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 and so on. So low priority. But the big events, like when there's things happening up in, bombings and so on, it actually shows up quite high up here. So U.S. blockade of Hormuz would be a strategic mistake. Launch former blah, 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 negotiator. So now they have a ship out there as well. So it would be interesting. But that's the social media feed that I'm pulling in. Then I have a bank run indicator, which I personally built myself based upon what I want to track to see if banks are getting in trouble, if it's dangerous well, it's always dangerous to have your money in banks, but yeah, that's a portion of it. Got portfolio. I'm not going to show that because that's my own portfolio. But that you could actually add whatever stocks, commodities, crypto you own, and so on. You can actually add in there. It's very cool. Then I got a geopolitical risk mapping that I created. And this is based upon kind of an algorithm on all kinds of things. But as you can see here, it shows whoever countries are in war, at risk of war, and so on. And so it's fairly accurate. Um, like one country that popped up here this morning because of protests is Ireland. United States, there's protests that it's tracking. Same in Israel as well. But like when you have this loaded for a bit, it becomes very accurate. Like it usually puts Russia at war and then Ukraine and others. It doesn't only track these guys. There's more. There's 30 countries. So there's 30 countries that it tracks. Here again, this is just, yeah, there's just cashless matrix, which is CBDC one that we just looked at. I got cybercrime also in there. Then I got also a little buy and seller, like did some redundancy to it, but here it shows monetary flows around the world. Then I got intelligence indexes from the Securities and Exchange Commission uh, when it comes to like all kinds of different things with the banking, self-custody, like and other things that just shows risk down here. So just have feeds of that. Then we got our reports, which is super cool. It just shows me here like some risks, but what is cool here is these reports. So if we go here, now this open in another tab, let's bring the tab over here. So you can get daily reports from my intelligence platform. And so it kind of gives like a overall summary. Um, it goes in here, it shows like, you know, some commentary on what's going on with CBDCs. The intelligence matrix, it just shows some stuff there. There's nothing really going on there. You can see latest news. It pulls like war risks and so on. Like you could see the score here on it. See Lebanon is up there now in huge risk. You got economic liberty threats. So not good, the UK. And even Argentina is here. Argentina needs to do some serious stuff. They gotta really cut some taxes there. Come on, Millet. What's wrong with you? And then you got cashless, CBDC. Like it basically pulls all the data from my thing and it gives you a daily report over different all the different data that comes into my platform. So you can see it's quite detailed and quite cool. And it gives you like a daily or a 7-day, as you can see here. So like it takes more data and then combines it. You can set up your own alerts. So here you can set like it's watching something. You could set up and then it triggers. And then up here, you could see a whole bunch of different alerts that are popping up. When there's a new one popping up, you'll see a blinking alert up here. See? Yeah, there you go. Here's a new one. So it says systemic multi-domain escalation flag. So it kind of shows that. You can click there and then it goes to it. But here you can set all the alerts. And there's lots of different ones that you could set as I show you here. You could have weather alerts. You could have uh, like debt alerts, yield alert, like bond yields, all kinds of different things. So it's very cool. Then I have a natural disaster alert that tracks volcanoes, storms and so on, which I also have over here. Like I have asteroid and space weather alerts. Then I have a very cool one here. We could just go in here as a example. It hasn't loaded everything yet. There's a lot that it could load. But basically, here's you see like data centers over here, cell towers, and cities. So it tracks infrastructure, industry. You can see all the things that it tracks here. It's a lot. If you go to the coastline here, and then you see these lines here. Let's go over here. So you can kind of see these lines here. You go here, and this is subsea fiber cables as an example. Very cool. Just because I could with the AI, I could track all these things, which is super neat. Here, for example, oh, it's a power plant in Belgium. Then I just use feeds from the main shipping, like marine traffic, as you can see here. And you can see that the Strait of Hormuz is still closed, but there's still traffic moving through here and up the Suez Canal. But as you can see, look at all this traffic, by the way. Just insane how much happened. Then I got all air traffic in the world. This is my local city. Click on here. You can zoom it out. And then there's a lot of air traffic, but not so much, for example, around this region and in in Iran and so on. It's very interesting, though. You could really get a huge overview. Then I track all military activity that are open source, of course, and military news just gives me here. So very interesting. You can see a lot of cool things there. Then you got outages here, all kinds, cyber attacks, um, and you got some payment stuff. You got all kinds of different outages that you can track here. Then we got health outbreaks and so on. If you see if somebody wants to, have a lockdown. Oh, 2 days ago, there's avian influenza alert H9N2. Oh no. Uh, then you got a crime alert that I'm tracking. Lots of crime around the world and terrorism. So that's all here. Kind of see the different homicide rate scores that it tracks and so on. And then I got the weather part. So if you have a Tempest weather station, which I have, I've implemented it into my system here so I could see my own weather, but I could also see all the weather alerts from around the world here. So it's very cool. So that is pretty much all of it, except for over here, you see the news feed. So this is just regular news feed from mainstream media. Some are from other places too, but I just have like a regular news feed, not a social news feed, but regular news feed here. And then, yeah, so you could do a search, for example, and so on. Then I just got like my weather alerts, astro alerts. As you can see here, you can see, oh, next threat impact window, 25th of November, no, September this year. Interesting. You can do lots of customization here. Like this is the very version. If you don't like that, the simple version, which it starts up in. So just have like simple windows with a lot of the same data, just that it's a bit more simple. You could add like whatever you follow up here. If you just want to follow a few data points. You've got the health, the military, natural disasters, weather, background stuff, and then you could add your own alerts here as well. So you could just add and remove things. Here you could set like crypto, Bitcoin, let's say 2% or 4% move. We're just gonna add this here, and here you go. So it kind of shows there, and then it will trigger and start showing red as an alert. And that also can be set in the alert section itself. So that's all that. You got like little different boards here. Oh, see here's some different alerts showing, which is interesting. There's a few here. And so you could create all your own stuff here, very malleable. And I'm also adding so you could have paid feeds here soon. So you could just use any feed that you want, basically. So yeah, no, I think it's a very valid product, a very good product is starting to be. At least I just love it. I'm able to look at a lot of different events and stressors and so on and have kind of a grasp. It actually is quite accurate. Sometimes this stuff too, when you let it load for a bit, you actually get a lot of insights from it when you let the data load and it starts implementing it. And then you got all kinds of warnings up here as things are going on around the world. So yeah, welcome to Watchtower. That is what Watchtower is all about, and I hope you will enjoy it.